When Britain dropped dummies in World War II, Operation Titanic. To deceive the Germans, Britain dropped dummy paratroopers inside France. They learned this trick from their enemy. It was D-Day. The most ambitious amphibious landing ever tried in human history. The German forces who guarded the Atlantic Wall were surprised by the sudden Allied thrust. Among the first to enter into France were paratroopers. Their goal was to secure bridges and junction to stop the German advance. In fear of sabotage, the German army ran to places where paratroopers landed. The German troops were shocked when they saw the paratroopers. Most of them were dummies. The Dieppe raid. The hasty Dunkirk evacuation confined the British Army to its shores. The reluctant bombardment by Luftwaffe didn't affect the resolve of the British public. As the USA entered World War after the Pearl Harbor attack, the USA's direct aid strengthened Britain's armament. Britain wanted to re-enter the European continent again and planned a prototype landing, the Dieppe raid. The Dieppe raid was conducted mostly by Canadian forces, and it ended as a disaster. German intelligence had the exact location of the landing known already and was ready to block the raid. With heavy losses, many Canadian soldiers became German prisoners of war. The failure of the Dieppe raid helped Britain to better plan D-Day. One of the main lessons from the Dieppe raid was deception. British commanders realized that unless the British intelligence deceives German high command on the D-Day landing's possible location, Allied forces will incur heavy losses. British strategists devised the deception plan as part of Operation Bodyguard. Operation Bodyguard included planting false information by double agents inside German high command. The most important of them was that the main landing would happen in the Calais region. The wrong information made the Germans place most of its panzer tanks in Calais. A British Marine officer's body washed ashore in Spain. A briefcase full of documents describing an invasion of Greece was handcuffed to the body. In reality, Allied forces invaded Italy. Dummy armies made of fake tanks were kept near Calais to fool German intelligence. Even on D-Day, the 6th of June 1944, Operation Bodyguard was in full swing. The Royal Air Force dropped tinfoils called windows, which jammed German radar. As the raid started, paratroopers landed well within German lines for sabotage operations. The German army moved to fight the paratroopers who landed. Still, in many places, German troops didn't encounter real soldiers but caught only dummies. Operation Titanic. Under Operation Titanic, the British Army developed dummy paratroopers that were 3 meters tall. The size was crucial as from a distance as it should look like a solider. They named the dummy paratroopers as Rupert Dummy or Oscar. The dummies had boots, uniforms, maps, and even proper equipment for originality. The RAF dropped Ruperts and Oscars in Sonlo, Yves-Étot, Caen, and Orne in France. The figures descended with a pre-recorded rifle noise to give an extra level of authentication. There were grenades placed in the dummies which exploded when they hit the ground. The explosion burned the parachute and parts of the equipment to create the illusion that a paratrooper had destroyed his equipment and escaped. Aftermath. Many German units were diverted from their primary objective to guard the Atlantic line to fight against dummy paratroopers. The deception saved a lot of lives on the Normandy beaches that day. Some of the well-preserved dummies have fetched several $1,000s at auction. Oscar dummies even made a cameo appearance in the 1962 movie, The Longest Day. In memorable scenes, both German and British officers are seen examining Oscar dummies. The idea to drop figures was not an Allied invention. In 1940, during the Battle of Netherlands, the Germans dropped dummy paratroopers to fool the Dutch. Allied forces just took a leaf out of the German book and deceived them back.